Not be afraid to put yourself out there. Welcome or welcome back. It's your favorite mental health specialist, High Guidance, and that's what we're going to talk about. Now, usually we make inspirational, motivational, educational videos, but this is going to be a friendly reminder that when you're doing something unfamiliar, you cannot be worried about the shame, the judgment, or the guilt from people, places, and things who don't even know you. Let's start there. On this account, like I said, we talk about mental health, healing, evolving, and becoming the best version of ourselves. You have to realize that that's not going to be for everybody. I'm not going to be for everybody, but I'm not focused on them. But in order for you to have this level of awareness, this discernment and this confidence, you have to realize what you're doing. You have to know that you are doing this for you. I post these videos for me as well as the people who genuinely want me to do well. You cannot be worried about people and places and things who are not doing what you're doing and who are not contributing into your success or what it is that you want to do, because their opinions don't matter. There's no substance, there is no value. People are entitled to their opinion. People are going to have negative things to say about you. I'm not going to edit this because this is real. Negative things to say about you, but it doesn't have to define you. It doesn't have to add any substance into your life, and it doesn't have to be for you to internalize. If you know who you are, if you know what people are saying about you is not true, you don't have to prove yourself to them. Continue to put yourself out there. Continue to show up. People are gonna talk. People are gonna judge, but when you get to where you need to be, when things start to manifest, when things start to materialize, these are gonna be the same people who are trying to be like, "Oh my God, I believed in you and I supported you." Save it, because you know who was there for you in the beginning, in the middle, and the end. Not just that, what other people say and do is not contributing into your success. So if people are not willing to get to know you, if people are not able to contribute, if people are not willing to learn, take notes, give constructive criticism, because there's a difference. Constructive criticism is when people are speaking from their experience. They have personal resources, education, research that is going to help you, uplift you, because they know the potential in you, versus personal criticism, them just saying negative things, them deflecting and projecting their fears and their insecurities. There are people in this world who are going to be very miserable. We don't focus on that. There's no such thing as being delusional over here. There's no such thing as being toxic positivity, because it contradicts itself. You're either going to be toxic or you're going to be positive. You can come from dysfunction, confusion, corruption, and chaos. You may not have had love. You may not have privileges. You may not be where you want to be. You may not have certain resources and certain access to life, but you don't have to stay there. You don't have to limit yourself. Over here, we're about making choices. And that's the same thing when it comes to you putting yourself out there. As a motivational educator, as your favorite rich auntie, as an entrepreneur, as many things as I do or as I show up for myself, can be concerned about people who don't know anything about me, because nobody knows what I went through. Do these people know you? So the next time you want to worry about how someone feels towards you, I need you to ask yourself these following questions. Number 1 and 2. What do these people do for you, and is it positive? You have to learn how to realize who is worthy of your time and who's not. I do not take everybody seriously, and you don't need to. You don't have to listen to people that you don't feel inspired by, that you do not admire, or that you want to resonate with. There are allegedly over 8 billion people in this world. People are going to feel how they feel. I recommend minding your business, doing what makes sense to you, and not worrying about everything else, because you're constantly going to feel distracted and you're constantly not going to be able to live the life that you're meant to live, because you're worried about how people are going to perceive you. You're worried about people talking about you when they don't do anything positive. The third and fourth question: who are these people to even have any type of influence or say so over what you're supposed to do? You know why people try to spread rumors and gossip and just try to control you? These people don't have control for themselves. You know how many people I've encountered out of the 28 years of my life who were confused and very insecure in a negative way, who thought they were going to come into my life and be the main character, and I had to politely let them know, this is not what you want. This is not how that works. A lot. And I'm going to continue as I continue to elevate and be successful. But I'm aware, I'm prepared, I know what I signed up for. You have to know that what you're doing is not for everybody to resonate with. It's not for everybody to understand, especially if they're not helping you understand who you are, or they're not even taking the time to get to know you. It doesn't matter what they think. It doesn't matter how they feel about you. If these people were happy with themselves, they wouldn't have time to judge you. They wouldn't have time to talk about you to their family members, your family members, their friends, your coworkers, your siblings, your parents. They wouldn't have time to be worried. They would not have the time, energy, and effort. So don't even pay them any mind. There's no logical reason on why you should value, especially when they've already made up in their mind how they want to feel about you. People are gonna make up in their mind how they want to feel about you. I am the type of person, once you make up your mind about me, you're going to stand on it. You're going to stand on it. The only way you will ever have access is if God, ancestors, universe, whatever it is that you believe in, says, you know what, these people are meant to be in your life. When you know who you are, you know it's for you and you know it's not. If you want to go against it, that's on you. But to sit here and to dim your light and make other people feel comfortable, F those people. Now, of course, you are going to be in certain situations and circumstances for a season. There is a lesson and a blessing that you're supposed to learn. The longer you sit in certain seasons and around certain people, places, and things that were supposed to outgrow, the longer you're going to feel like things are going to be delayed and that it takes longer and that things are not working out for you. I'm speaking from experience. But because I've always had a sense of self, I know what I'm supposed to be doing. You don't have to do what everybody else is doing. And that's the privilege and the beauty of you living your life. Over here, we practice what we preach, but we're big on being an individual and expressing individuality. I've never had attachment issues. This is why I recommend these videos. There are a lot of people who don't know what I know, who don't have the resources, and who don't have the privileges. And if I claim to be this certain type of person, the energy should speak for it. The fruits of the labor should show up for it. And that's the same thing when it comes to you. How other people feel about you is not your business. So when you see this video specifically, I need you to put in the comment section, say it out loud. That's not my business. It's not your business. People talking about what you look like, it doesn't change how you look. That's not your business. And not just that, these are not people you want to be around. When I was younger, I've had a lot of jobs before I became an entrepreneur, and I was very successful in the businesses that I ran. I had to work around certain people, places, and things, and I necessarily didn't care too much about them. But along my journey, I met some people. They were good. Some people I didn't really care for, but there was one particular coworker that I had, and we had a conversation about how certain people that we were around, they weren't the best for us, and they brought it to my attention, and they were just like, Ty, those not even the people that you need to worry about. Those are not your audience. You need to know that your audience, your community, they're going to support you the first time. They're not going to make you feel less of yourself. They're not going to try to humble you. The people, like I said, who thought they were bigger than the plot have been removed. You can't humble somebody who's not done nothing to you. This is why you really need to learn how to be secure in yourself and speak up for yourself and talk about the injustice. Talk about what has happened to you. If people didn't want you to say certain things, if people had a problem with the truth, they should not have done what they did. And because I'm very vocal and very honest about myself, I'm the type of person, if I have to tell a story, I'm telling on me and I'm telling on you. And I'm not afraid to speak on it. I'm not afraid to speak on it. Like, don't ever be afraid to speak your truth or to represent yourself, because at the end of the day, what is anybody gonna do? That's all people can do. Like, when people don't have access to you, that's all they're going to say is who you used to be, what you used to do. Okay, and guess what? Life goes on. Life is going to go on. You're going to move forward. Things are going to change. That's how life is. And because you're not guaranteed to live this life forever, you don't have time to not be doing what you need to do. You also have to realize you don't need to overthink what it is that you're doing, especially when you're doing something that's unfamiliar or for the first time, because number one, you don't know what to expect. You don't know how long it's going to take. And that's the beauty. Like, speaking from experience, learning to be this person and where I'm at now, I've realized it's what I had to do in order for me to become the person that I want to be. And I'm okay. Like, just because you outgrow certain people, places, and things doesn't mean that you lost anything. You have to realize there are seasons and reasons why you're going through certain things. And if you're able to learn from them, you will realize things are working for you to become better. Depending on what it is that you're asking for, depending on what it is that you believe in, because you guys know I'm not here to force spirituality or religion, you have to realize there's a lot of responsibilities and a lot of consequences for the things that we want and that we're praying for. You have to know that if it's not for you, it's not going to be for you. You don't have to force it. You don't have to go out your way to beg. You don't have to sit here and rush. You don't have to compare yourself, and you don't have to worry about anything that's external, because it doesn't matter. You have to know that you overthinking doesn't change the way that you feel. Learn to take the action. You're not your target audience. When I make these videos, it's not for me. I know this information. That's why I make these videos for you. Regardless if you're an entrepreneur, you're a content creator, you're going back to school, know what you're doing and don't be afraid to do it. And if you are, do it afraid in the beginning. You could be nervous, you could be overwhelmed, you may not have everything figured out, but as long as you want to do something, you're going to get better at it, and you have to know it takes time. So I'm going to end off the video with that. Make sure you guys are liking this video, comment down below, turn on your post notifications. Thank you guys so much. We are reaching milestones, and I'm very proud of you all for watching these videos. Follow me on all social media platforms, and thank you for the engagement. Like, don't be shy. Do not be shy. If you choose to be over here, you're going to be triggered. You're going to be challenged, because energy speaks for itself. And we practice what we preach. We like to see the fruits of our labors, because like I said, what are you living for? You don't have to do it. You don't have to do what everybody else is doing, but you have to do things that make sense to you. Always take what resonates and leave the rest. Let me know what you guys want to talk about. This is just going to be a friendly reminder video. If you're interested in a service or a session, click the link in my description or my bio and about section at psychiatristofsummer.com. And we'll be going live very soon once we reach our goal. But until then, follow me on Instagram and on Twitter and on TikTok. That's where I'll be going live, answering you guys' questions and concerns if you're not able to afford a session, or if you can't book a service. Make sure you guys are watching these videos and you're engaging and you're applying the knowledge and you're sharing these videos. But it's just like, there's enough land, there's enough resources, there's enough opportunities for everybody to do what they want to do. And if it's not for you, it doesn't have to be. Nobody has to like you if you like yourself. And that goes for anybody. Family, friends, coworkers, cats, dogs. Because if people loved you and they cared about you, they would want you to put yourself first. They would want you to take care of yourself. If you're around people who don't want you to put yourself first, why are you around them? Why are you around? Like, seriously, why am I around you? I don't care if it's your family members. I don't care if it's your friends. I don't care who it is. If they cannot respect the fact that you want to do certain things, you don't need them around you anyways.